to Divinely Guided Tarot. This is going to be a love reading for Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. Tapping in to see what is going on currently in your journey. Welcome to Divinely Guided Tarot. Please like, share, and subscribe. Spirit, I would like to know, what is the mindset of Divine Masculine at this time? What is Divine Masculine's mindset? Okay, so the Falcon. So this is about observation, really following intuition, perhaps needing to stand up for something. This is a sense of maybe recognizing things that maybe they haven't been recognizing before. Okay. And I want to know, what is the mindset for Divine Feminine at this time? So Divine Feminine could be going towards transformation. This is seeking truth. This is seeking balance, peaceful harmony. This is a change as far as mindset and allowing a free-flowing kind of energy to happen for Divine Feminine, okay? And mind you, the roles can reverse because you are twin flames. There's definitely a sense of, you know, feeding off of each other and perhaps projecting things onto each other. So take whatever resonates. Take these messages that resonate for you. There's a sense of feeling authenticity between the two right now. Perhaps seeing truth and seeking truth, which creates some sort of balance within both of you. And I do feel like this is sending a sense of fearlessness, fierce like energy between the two, passion. Somewhat maybe some of it could be combative as far as anger and distrust, and some of it could be like a form of acknowledging passion. Okay. The Mercury retrograde has done, I believe, a substantial amount of awakening between twin flames because of it really being a pull towards being authentic to oneself. This is definitely a sense where you might feel a little bit confused, or maybe a sense of wanting to give up because, you know, maybe they're not acknowledging you or them. Take it as it resonates, but there's definitely a sense of maybe feeling a division, but it's only the energy. And Mercury is going back into direct on the 9th, which takes about nine days to perhaps go back into a normal state of feeling. Okay. So let's see here. I want to know, for Divine Masculine, what is this observation? What is the observation that has come about with this energy and this mindset of the Falcon? Card 25, please. So the 5 of Swords, this is definitely a sense of seeing truth, seeking like the authentic self, okay? With the 5 of Swords, this is definitely, maybe this is Divine Masculine maybe trying to ward off any kind of conflict on the inside. This could also be conflict and lies that have been happening on the outside from outside influences. And then you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is definitely a sense of spirit saying, observe what gives you balance. With the 6 of Pentacles, are you giving too much to something and not getting that in return, which will cause you to have anger and confusion and a sense of not having trust with the 5 of Swords. And then 7 of Pentacles, this is where things need to maybe form in a different direction, allowing things to grow. There could be a sense with the 5 of Swords where there's no growth happening because you hold back, okay? And like I said, this could be Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine, because we do carry both masculine and feminine energies. So you can go on either side. But there's a sense here of really acknowledging truth with the 5 of Swords. Perhaps an observation, you realize, okay, who has been really good for me and who hasn't. There's a sense of maybe leaving some kind of turmoil, whether it's internal conflict that's going on, or conflict that's being given to you from the outside sources, okay? But there's also a sense of realizing here, what I'm feeling with this Falcon card, it's a sense of being tuned in to spirit and really having a sense of protection. perhaps allowing spirituality in, really being connected. This is definitely where you hear the things that Spirit's trying to tell you and you acknowledge them, as far as taking some sort of action. So maybe the action that is needed here for Divine Masculine is to walk away from conflict. Like I said, that could be conflict that's being given to him on the outside from other people in his environment or within himself. And I think that there's a sense of realization of giving too much to a situation, and just it's not working. There's a roadblock here with the Seven of Pentacles. It's coming to like a dead end. And perhaps this is where there needs to be a surrender and a walk away from something that is not working and not creating balance on the inside. Really being authentic to oneself and being happy to oneself here is definitely what I feel the message is of this Falcon. And perhaps they're starting to acknowledge this. And with the Mercury retrograde, if they've been somewhat I feel like a lot of the emails and a lot of the messages that I've heard recently are very much of anger and frustration, and because they're not taking action. But it's definitely that Mercury retrograde has really caused a lot of divine masculines to somewhat have things surface to the top, but yet not taking action, which creates anxiety, depression, sadness, anger, that kind of feeling. So that's definitely what Divine Femme might be feeling as far as projecting to each other back and forth. Okay, and so let's take a look and see what the Sea Otter means for Divine Feminine. I would like to know, what is this Sea Otter, this transformation that Divine Feminine is having, please? So really learning, taking your energy and learning to perhaps be passionate, perhaps to teach others, to be more in charge with spirit, feeling balanced, feeling like a higher vibration. I do feel like this is something that you're working on. And look at that, you got the Five of Swords as well. So it's almost as if you're both perhaps projecting a sense of worry and stress. But it's very much what Spirit is trying to tell you with the Sea Otter is to move out of that and stay at a really high vibrating kind of energy. I do feel like this is definitely something you're working on, to leave some kind of conflict with the Five of Swords. And this Five of Swords is definitely coming from Divine Masculine, I feel, as far as seeing things truthfully. Which in a sense, it's almost like it could be a shocking kind of feeling to Divine Masculine, seeing some kind of truths that maybe they were hiding for some time or not seeing. So there's a sense here that Divine Feminine is somewhat sending some kind of positive energy to Divine Masculine to maybe work on themselves, to maybe walk away from some kind of confusion with the Five of Swords. And I feel like there's a sense of denial here. But Spirit is telling Divine Feminine with the Sea Otter, allow yourself to transform and work on yourself to be more positive and more light. Really following your intuition, that will bring you a sense of passion on the inside and a sense of healing, which then will be transferred into your Divine Masculine. And this is definitely leaving that negative mindset with the Five of Swords of confusion or untrusting the journey, or just leaving situations that ask you, or that you're asking yourself, why hasn't this transpired, or why do I not see action, or something like this. So it's a sense of really being balanced and working on you, which will reflect onto your Divine Masculine. So there's definitely a sense of maybe Divine Femme becoming more spiritual. I feel they're both very spiritual cards, really getting some kind of messages coming in for you to perhaps move into more of a spiritual aspect of both of yourselves, which will leave some kind of conflict at the door, which is absolutely really beautiful. So I want to know, let's see here. What are the feelings that Divine Masculine is sharing with Divine Feminine at this time, as far as what are the feelings that Divine Masculine is projecting to Divine Feminine? What are the feelings that Divine Masculine is projecting to divine feminine at this time. What are those feelings, please? The Hierophant, really a change in spirituality, definitely. The Wheel of Fortune, the sense of needing to end something. And this definitely could be you sending this to them. It depends on whether or not you could be female and be more masculine, and they could be male and be more feminine, okay? So the things that divine masculine is sharing to divine feminine is definitely learning some sort of spirituality with the Five of Hierophant. This is definitely a sense of kindred spirits. Maybe there's a recognition now that divine masculine is sending to divine feminine, saying, okay, I recognize who you are. There's definitely a sense of perhaps letting some kind of negativity go with that Five of Swords in order to allow divine masculine to be more stable in their foundation, perhaps leaving some kind of materialistic values and social standards. With the King of Pentacles, it's definitely a father figure. It's a person who provides. It's a person that could be somewhat up and down within their emotion, not really with the Two of Pentacles, it could be a sense of not being able to balance materialistic stuff with the spiritual stuff. So there needs to be some kind of change here with the Wheel of Fortune, perhaps letting go of some kind of materialistic stuff, and then that would create some kind of balance, really letting spirituality in. I feel that divine masculine at this time is going through this period of time of recognizing that they're working on the same cycle over and over and over and over, and it's creating some sense of imbalance within themselves, which brings frustration, sadness, and anxiety, all those kind of things wrapped up in a ball. So this is definitely where they need to end some kind of negativity here. And it could be that spirit is very much working on your divine masculine, saying, you know, there's so many things that you tie yourself to, but you really don't need to be tied to these social standards. Maybe the way that divine masculine was brought up, thinking that, you know, they're the person that needs to take care of everything. But in this day and age, it's like it takes two to tango. It takes two to take care of a home. It takes two to provide for a home. It's not so much the old social standards that we had like in the 40s and the 50s where one person could carry a whole family. So I feel like there's a lot of burden here with divine masculine, where spirit is really trying to let them release stuff. Things that need to be shed, as far as letting go of things that don't work for them anymore, things that they keep trying to work at and put a lot of effort into it, but it's somewhat of a roadblock and it doesn't let something grow. Okay, so this is with the Two of Pentacles. This is where divine masculine could be observing the fact that whatever they're putting into is not a balance, and there's no loyalty there, because I feel like they seek loyalty. And this could be a movement that they're making with the Two of Pentacles, deciding to go towards something that is more stable as far as feeling emotionally stable, not so much financially stable, not so much social stableness, but inside spiritual loyalty, truth is what I'm feeling here. Okay, and that's definitely what they may be. They could be projecting these kind of feelings to you at this time, and you could be feeling this kind of erratic kind of feeling or emotion where you're just like wondering and thinking, what the heck is going on with me? Okay, so let's see. I want to ask the same question as far as divine feminine. What are the feelings and things that they're projecting to their divine masculine at this time? What are their shared feelings, and what are they projecting to divine masculine at this time, please? What is divine feminine projecting to her divine masculine, her or him, please? What is it that they're projecting to each other? Instability. I feel like there's a sense of instability. They're saying it's very much you guys are sending the same thing to each other. I feel is what they're saying. the Chariot. So this is really where you're you're sending some sort of emotion to them to walk away from whatever turmoil is happening to them, giving them that kind of balance. So you could be the reason why Divine Masculine is having this somewhat of an awakening and observing some kind of spiritual change within them. What I see here with the Chariot is very much Divine Feminine being balanced and sharing this balance with Divine Masculine. And that's why Divine Masculine is somewhat maybe thinking and subconsciously realizing that what they've been trying to work at is really a lot of conflict. There's a lot of conflict here that is not working, but Divine Feminine is trying to say, use your intuition, use your power, walk away from any kind of turmoil, walk away and have spirituality in your life. So by you going through a spiritual change or being more spiritually connected to spirit, in a sense, you project this to your Divine Masculine, which will in turn create some kind of balance and some sort of this kind of passion to take initiative forward. This is definitely where there's a sense of thinking and having a chance to really look over things and having like solitude to create some kind of stability. With the Hermit, it's definitely a sense of this path that will lead you into a more spiritual way of thinking, a more spiritual way of living. And this is definitely a sense why Divine Feminine has the Sea Otter. It's really like perhaps maybe you're having a mindset as far as having more passion within yourself and keeping a higher vibration, which is in reality causing your Divine Masculine to move and end some kind of negative situations that they're in, okay? And you may, like I said, because the energies are so erratic right now, you may not even be feeling that these things are happening, but things are happening on forces like on unforeseen forces that you don't see. It's very energetic. Twin flames are very energetic and they play against each other. So whatever fears you're having, you send to your Divine Masculine. Whatever fears they're having, they send to you. But it's really Spirit telling you stay focused, Divine Feminine, and really allow you to have a high vibration in order so you can send that balanced energy to your Divine Masculine, which will give him a sense of power to move forward, okay? And really letting Spirit in with the Hermit. The Hermit is a spiritual card. It's about spirituality and listening to intuition and growing with that intuition and that spiritual connection that you have with Source. So this is definitely a sense of you projecting your wishes to your Divine Masculine to leave some kind of conflict that is not working for them. And maybe this is why they're observing changes within themselves or seeing things that they have to change about themselves, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So I want to know why is there a distance occurring with Divine Masculine? Why is there a distance? Okay, so see the Tower, the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. So there's a sense of distance here. And this distance is very much a disconnect between the two. And I feel it. I feel it in meditation. I definitely feel like there's a sense of disconnecting. I feel this disconnect comes from a lot of worry and a lot of wishing of, oh my God, I wish this would work. I wish that I could come back to this person. And so what's happening here is that this stuff is being brought to the surface, and this Tower moment is really having Divine Masculine really open up his mind as far as things that need to come down and they're not working for him, okay? Putting an end to things. So there's a sense of worry here. There's a sense, I'm sensing a sense of worry with the Nine of Swords that perhaps Divine Femme will not be there because there's so much time that has been maybe maybe time that has passed with the Nine of Pentacles of not being able to move forward, somewhat holding on to feelings and regret and a sense of not being able to walk away from turmoil. I definitely do feel with the Nine of Pentacles, there's a sense of maybe holding back. But there's definitely a sense with the Eight of Pentacles where Divine Masculine is observing and acknowledging the fact that Divine Femme could definitely bring him a sense of stability, a sense of loyalty. Definitely, I get a sense of emotion, maybe not turning away from emotion, which creates a lot of anxiety within Divine Masculine. But see, it's with that Nine of Swords, they're starting to see the truth. There's definitely a sense where Spirit is sending them messages to open up to truth, and really have a sense of passion with Divine Feminine, and really taking whatever lessons that Divine Feminine is trying to send to Divine Masculine, because the Queen of Wands is very nurturing. She's a person that's very nurturing, perhaps maybe a teacher, very passionate, very intuitive, somewhat very sought out by others, where I get a sense where there's a little bit of fear of perhaps not being able to change quickly enough to come back together with Divine Feminine. As far as maybe taking too much to let go of things, and then Divine Feminine walking away from the connection, it's a fear. I definitely get that with the Nine of Pentacles. It's almost a fear of not having success, that they can move towards Divine Feminine. But something's happening here with this Tower card, which is telling me that there is a sense of something has to come to an end. There's this a shakeup here, that something is coming to an end. What is this Tower? What is it that's coming to an end here? And why is there a disconnect? Maybe this is saying that because things are happening so erratic, it definitely, what I was going to tell you right now, there's a sense here of things that are going so erratic and things being brought to the surface that it's causing Divine Masculine to end something, which will allow some kind of connection to come in with Divine Feminine, with the Queen of Wands, allowing to perhaps heal from some kind of remorse, some kind of regret, some kind of anxiety, maybe not seeing the truth, which will allow to have some kind of success moving forward to build a legacy together. And see, the Tower is being defined by the Fool, which is saying there is a new beginning here. So there's definitely a sense of coming back together with Divine Feminine and giving that love offer to start over, perhaps an apology with the Knight of Cups. And this definitely is some kind of truth that's coming in for Divine Masculine. That's definitely what I get with the Falcon. There's a sense of Spirit really not letting him go. As far as Divine Masculine turning his back to spirituality or to Divine Feminine, it's like Spirit is really on this person to change and to create some kind of balance. So the Tower is very much saying something is coming to an end in order for them to create balance and work on becoming stable with Divine Feminine is pretty much what I'm feeling here. So that's definitely a sense of there's a sense of disconnecting. There's this sense of disconnecting and having this kind of urgency to perhaps to reconnect with Divine Feminine and to grow. What I'm trying to say here, the way they're telling me is like, because Divine Masculine has been apart from Divine Feminine and perhaps separated and disconnected from them, there's a sense here that they're losing time here. Perhaps there's an urgency because they've held back. So I definitely do feel like once they take that leap of faith, it's like it's going to start over. Everything is going to reset itself and you guys can pick up the pieces where you left off, is what I'm feeling here. But there's a sense of urgency because I feel that you might walk away from the connection, okay? And that is definitely a sense of a disconnect. They feel you're disconnecting. There you go. They're telling me. They feel you're disconnecting from them and going down a new path, which is causing them to change rapidly. That's what that Tower means, okay? That's the best way I can explain it. The messages are coming in really quickly. I want to know what is the disconnecting feeling that divine feminine is sending to divine masculine. What is divine feminine disconnecting on what level? Okay, give me less, please. What is divine feminine sending divine masculine? Perhaps a sense of, you know what, you better get your stuff together and create this happiness with me. Or maybe you are sending them some kind of message that if you don't do this, I'm going to walk away. That's where the disconnect is. And you're feeding off of each other, if that makes sense. You're trying to tell them, you know, move forward, move forward. Really allow this connection to come together in order to get our happiness together. But you must let go of your wall. You must have some kind of resilience. You must heal from something and move forward, or else I'm walking away. That's definitely the sense that I'm getting here. And that's why there's been this kind of discord between both of you at this time, where there's a feeling of distance and a feeling of frustration and anger. If you're having that right now, that's what's happening. It's because the truth is trying to bubble up to the surface, so that there can be a change made. And that's what the tower is happening. So in a sense, it's happening when it's supposed to happen. As far as lessons learned for both of you is what I'm feeling here. What is the Nine of Wands? What is this Nine of Wands, please? Okay, oh, it's this one right here. Okay, see, it's you telling them, hurry up and get your act together and come back. And if you're not gonna do that, perhaps maybe I'll search for it somewhere else with the Ten of Cups. What's the Ten of Cups? What is the Ten of Cups? It's a sense of you're never gonna walk away from this connection, but it's something that you're instilling in them. Maybe an urgency to get the courage to perhaps allow this Ten of Cups to come in for you. You know, it's like, heal yourself, heal. This is definitely getting strength. Let go of whatever things you need to let go of to allow this to come in, and definitely return to some sort of happiness. Really take control of your life. This is definitely what you're shifting into. This is what you're sending the messages to, is what I'm feeling here. So it could definitely be a sense of you really subconsciously and on an energetic level sending them this kind of emotion of, you know, get your stuff together, get your act together and come back. Really taking charge. I feel with the strength card, it's about taking charge in the connection. So this is definitely, I hope this makes sense for you, where you're sending them this kind of strength to maybe open up their eyes and see clearly that, oh my God, I need to change something. And that's where that tower moment is coming. And that's where you're going to see some kind of changes happen, where they let go of that wall with the Nine of Wands in order to return to you. Even though you don't see it, maybe you're not hearing it, this is where your urgency and you're questioning, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen for me? Am I waiting in vain? Are they not gonna come back and do what they're supposed to do? This is definitely a sense where I feel you're asking yourself all these questions, but Spirit is really trying to tell you, allow this transformation to happen and stay on a high vibration so that these changes can happen. Okay. In other words, leaving the negativity at the door, even though you're not seeing changes rapidly enough. Okay. Let's see. But in a sense, it's sort of good that you're somewhat maybe walking away from the connection a little bit, because it's making your divine masculine take some kind of action here with the Tower card. That's what I'm feeling here. There's a little disconnect, which I feel it's a positive disconnect, okay? If that makes sense for you. And this is what's been coming up in my readings. This is on the daily readings. This has been coming up so much, constantly. This is what's coming up in my emails from you guys emailing me and messaging me, saying, why do I feel like this? What is this? It's definitely what's currently happening in your twin flame journey right now. Okay. And if you don't follow my daily readings, just because I don't put twin flame on it, it doesn't mean it's not connecting to your twin your twin energy. It definitely is somewhat connected to twins. My readings are very much connected because I am a twin, and I do feel these kind of energies coming in for twins, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see here. Um, let's see. I want to know for divine masculine. Divine masculine, how does he truly feel for his divine feminine at this time? Okay, so the high priestess. What does the high priestess mean? This could be a new beginning. This could be acknowledging that you could have a new beginning. This is the hermit, where the spirit is placing some kind of truth for them with the page of swords in order to take a new path in love, and reconnecting as far as the Three of Cups, reconnecting, what is it, reconciliation. This is something that spirit is really placing in their head and their mindset to follow this path of truth, and really perhaps conveying some kind of message to divine feminine that they want to start over with the Ace of Cups, start all over in order to reconcile. And then the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is very much where they're having some kind of truth that they're leaving themselves out in the cold. It's not you that's leaving them out in the cold. It's that they themselves are leaving themselves out in the cold because they're not allowing the truth to come out. The truth being that they need to voice their love to divine feminine, because I feel divine feminine has voiced their love, and you as a divine feminine, if you haven't voiced their love, your love to them, it's almost in a sense where as a twin flame you have to voice it to them for them to really hear it and acknowledge it, to make them have a move. And perhaps with the hermit, this is definitely where they, if you voice it to them, they will sit somewhere, as far as having some kind of intervention about their life, about what the truth is about love, if that makes sense. Like, as a twin flame, you should always be able to be open enough to tell your twin that you love them, regardless of the situation, regardless if they're in another commitment, regardless if they deny the love for you. What spirit is really urging, like divine masculine and divine feminine, is definitely to speak of this love, instead of staying out in the cold. There's a sense that even though they might reject your feelings for them and leave you somewhat feeling like left out in the cold, it's almost like they have to acknowledge that love. And this is where something will open up with the high priestess, where things will open up and they start seeing things clearly, where they can really understand that my new beginning is with divine feminine and reconciliating with divine feminine. It's a very hard thing to really voice, maybe for some of you. See, the Lovers is at the bottom. I just realized that. So you see, either they're not voicing to you that they love you, or maybe you're not voicing to them that you love them out of fear or ego, or really being stubborn, okay? But there's a sense of really needing to connect and tell each other that you have these feelings for each other. So maybe one of you have spoken this love and the other one has ran away from it, having I feel it's due to fear. I feel it's due to maybe they're in another place with another person that they can't convey this love to you. But once this message of love is conveyed, it's almost like a healing energy where it'll allow divine masculine to take a new path. So see, the things that they're not telling you, the things that they are withholding with you with the high priestess, spirit is trying to guide them to voice it to them. And this could be for you too, voicing it to them, having some kind of courage to voice this, that I love you message, which will take them out of the cold, which will not leave them in the cold, whether this is you or them. It's a very tricky kind of situation, but I think I'm saying it clearly as far as I can hear what they're trying to tell me. It's like because they don't convey the love to you, they leave themselves in the cold, and they're having an acknowledgement to the fact that, oh my God, I really have to have this new beginning with this person. I got to make a choice to tell this person. And this is what they're doing with the Hermit. They're really taking this time to maybe acknowledge this, okay? And they feel love for you. I mean, they definitely do feel love for you. And see, I feel like you have a sense of peace. You send them a sense of peace and a sense of relaxation to them, that maybe they keep themselves out of the cold because they don't voice it to you, but they're gonna voice it to you with the page of swords here. There's some kind of truth that's being revealed. Maybe they're searching for this truth with the Hermit, in order to maybe confess this kind of love to you and say, I want to have a new beginning with you and reconcile with you, you see. So it's definitely a movement forward. It's not backwards, or it's really taking that leap of faith and giving you a new beginning. Okay, because I feel they sense this sense of fear of losing you. Okay, so I want to ask the same question for Divine Feminine. How does Divine Feminine truly feel for their Divine Masculine at this time? How does Divine Feminine feel for the Divine Masculine at this time, please? How do they feel for the Divine Masculine at this time? You got the Three of Cups. You're definitely mirroring each other. You got the Three of Cups as well. What this is saying, come back, reconcile. I really do love you. I forgive. There's a sense of forgiveness with this Three of Cups, I feel. And really looking towards the future, being able to rejoice, really having this kind of rebirth, starting over. And I got that with the High Priestess. With this Empress, it's saying, you know what, there's forgiveness here, and you have growth here with me. There is potential. There's also protection here. And there is a sense here that you need to release something. I feel like this is what Divine Feminine is telling Divine Masculine subconsciously. Release, surrender. With the Judgment card, this is definitely saying, I do forgive you, and there is a hope for second chance. No matter the feelings that you're feeling, that with the Five of Pentacles for Divine Masculine, no matter the feelings that you're feeling that way about me, that's not true. The truth is that I will accept you no matter what. I will come back into your life if you allow me, is pretty much. And there's that Four of Swords, where I did see the Four of Swords for Divine Masculine, where you bring them peace. This is you sending some kind of healing energy to them and bringing them peace and some kind of truth, okay? With the King of Swords, it's bringing them truth and somewhat of a reality that could be shocking to them, because maybe this is something that they've never felt before. And there's that Tower card. So you're getting almost the same kind of cards, where this is going to happen quickly, where there is a sense of a rebirth for both of you to come back together. I think that you're sending the green light to Divine Masculine, saying, it's okay to give that message. I will, whatever has happened, whatever turmoil you think that you've done too much to me, I'm over it, and I will take you back. Because with the Nine of Swords here, I definitely do feel that Divine Masculine has this sense of worry that perhaps maybe you wouldn't take them back. Perhaps maybe they've waited too long. Something like this. Maybe you've learned some kind of truths about them that they would think you would not take them. Okay? Maybe they need to confess a lot of truths to you. And what you're conveying to them and how you feel about them is that, okay, I will take you back. No matter what, I will take you back. Okay? But you're sending some kind of truth to them that is making them somewhat be awakened in this journey. And that comes with truth. I feel you're sending your Divine Masculine truth, which is something that they really quite haven't had. So it's very hard to get a grip of it when you haven't had this kind of truth before, because it's a true love. I definitely do feel this is a true love for both of you, and it could be somewhat very scary. Okay, very, very scary. I do feel. Let's see here. I want to know, if anything, please, if anything, what are the lessons? What are the lessons that Divine Masculine has learned from Divine Feminine. What are the lessons? So 8 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Beautiful. And there's that 6 of Cups. Okay, so they do feel, okay, the lessons that they've learned here is very much that you will accept them for whatever they are. You will accept them. They are still somewhat tied to the connection with you. This is definitely a sense of they need to walk away from something to come back together with you, but them knowing that, oh my God, this is unconditional love. This is a person who loves me without any kind of attachments, without any limitation, without any kind of manipulation. There is a sense here of peace, and knowing this. This is what keeps you tied to this person. With the 2 of Wands, this is definitely what keeps you tied to your divine masculine. It is the fact that you send them this unconditional love, and that it is okay to leave something and come in and express some kind of love to you and open up to you. So what they're learning here is that with the 8 of Cups, they can walk away from turmoil. They can walk away from whatever difficult situation they're in, whether it's a work-related situation, whether it's a family relationship, or whether this is a karmic partner that they need to walk away from. And I do feel that there's a lot of truth that needs to be exposed to Divine Feminine. This might be this kind of energy where they have procrastinated on that move to Divine Feminine. But I feel that what you're teaching them is that you're never going anywhere. You're never walking away from them. You still hold this kind of love for them no matter what has happened. And this is definitely a twin flame connection, because there's no strings attached. You can definitely grow together, and you can definitely grow apart, if that makes sense. Not grow apart as far as creating more distance between each other, but really taking that kind of 9 of Pentacles energy where you're self-sufficient and you can still grow together, is what I'm trying to say. Like being healthy and balanced and not needing the other person to per se be happy. Okay. I do feel like with the 8 of Cups, they got to walk away from something that maybe it's a codependent energy that they've had to release. Like even if it's alcoholism or drug use, or maybe just being in a toxic relationship, or the things that they hold on to, I feel that you have given them the lessons to move away from it and to know that they still have a connection with you, if that makes sense. Okay. So absolutely really beautiful. I feel like you're sending them a lot of positive energy, and you've taught them how to perhaps maybe walk away from turmoil and love themselves, which is going to allow them to be happy and come together and be happy with you. What are the lessons that the divine masculine has taught Divine Feminine? What are the lessons? Okay, so this is definitely a sense of the world is having new cycles, having new beginnings. Maybe they've taught some kind of love for you. With the 4 of Wands and the Knight of Swords, this is something that perhaps maybe they've taught you to be patient, to somewhat have an understanding energetically that this will be your new beginning. I feel like with those 3 cards, what they're telling me today is very much sending you some kind of balance and peace, perhaps learning to be honest with yourself and learning to be honest with them is what I'm feeling here. But it's also a sense of teaching you that, you know what, everything's going to happen on divine order and divine time, bringing you to a sense of spirituality and stability with the 4 of Wands, and bringing you into the right connection, the right partnership. With the Knight of Swords, it's definitely clarity about what you want for your future. I feel like this is teaching you to manifest. I feel it's brought you a lot of patience. Patience on a sense where you've never really had patience before in the way that you do now. So they've taught you a lot of different things here, perhaps teaching you to let go of a lot of cycles. I feel like Divine Femme has gone through a lot. And like I said, the roles can really switch It could be the opposite. It could be them feeling like this and you feeling the other way. But I definitely do feel that there's a sense here of learning new lessons and really having clarity in order to take charge and move forward in your life. Okay, it's pretty much what I'm seeing here. Um, let's see. I want to know. I want to know for divine masculine and divine feminine, what is going to be their outcome? What is their outcome, please? In the near future, what is the change that's going to happen and what is their outcome, please? Strength and courage, being together. It's very much that soulmate connection with the strength card. This is really taming both of you. This is very much still being connected. Like I said with the infinity symbol, I think I said it in my last twin flame reading. It's like you're combined through this infinity symbol as far as you're here and they're here, but you're still connected, and you will meet in the middle and you will tame each other to give you a sense of courage and really having love for each other and having a sense of passion and love for life. Okay. What else is happening for them in the future, please? I feel like this is coming together with the strength card. Definitely giving you guys a sense of new beginning, a sense of luck, a sense of prosperity. This is definitely a divine intervention. This is where you're being guided to. And then the Fool and the Five of Wands. This is letting go of conflict and turmoil. Maybe outside influences too. With the Five of Wands, these are people from the outside. So maybe learning to voice to the outside that, hey, you don't want none of that. And the very first cards that we got for Divine Masculine was the Five of Swords, which is really walking away from turmoil. So this is something that could be happening in the future as far as having a new beginning with the Fool and taking that leap of faith in order to come together and have this kind of love with Divine Feminine is what I'm feeling here. Okay, that's absolutely beautiful, I feel. I want to know, for these twins, what is their karmic cycle that they've been on and what is going to end? What is going to end for them, please, for these two twins here? Okay, so there is a sense of pausing to reflect, and that's why we saw the Hermit. There's definitely a sense where they're whether this is you or them, it's almost very much pausing to see. I think that a lot of it has happened for Divine Masculine, where they have paused and reflected that, holy crap, this person really loves me unconditionally. No matter what, they bring balance to the table. And it's almost in a sense where they're waking up to this feeling with the Six of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles that we saw earlier on. There's a sense of balance here and really having an awakening for Divine Masculine to know that, oh my gosh, I'm putting my effort in the wrong place, in the wrong situation with the wrong person. There is definitely a sense of transformation going on. There's limitations here, perhaps letting go of those limitations to allow some kind of joyful times to come in for both of you, and which is really bringing solitude. This will come with solitude and meditation and allowing spirituality to come in for both of you, and really knowing that there is unfound fear in this connection, because when you first came to know each other and you first opened up to each other with this kind of love, it's almost in a sense where it caused a sense of feelings, a fear of feelings, not really knowing how to be truthful to each other, if that makes sense. And that's why they're saying here, if you haven't conveyed love to your twin and you have fear about it, that's something you need to work on, because you should always allow your twin to know that you love them. And you tell them, your love is not predicated to you loving me. It's a gift from God. I will love you no matter what. That is what unconditional love is. Okay. And sometimes we have a fear of voicing those kind of messages to them, even though you feel it, but you don't voice it. There's a sense of feeling it and voicing it. So that could be for you, Divine Femme, or Divine Masculine, that needs to voice those things. And when you say those kind of things, of course they're going to deny it, and they're going to be disconnected because there's fear and anger. And that anger is because they're not being honest with themselves. Okay, but at least it's known. On the 3D, at least it's known that you love them. That's what's going to eventually allow you to have some kind of change in this connection. When you truly are raw with yourself is when they're truly going to allow themselves to be raw with you, if that makes sense for you. Okay, so I want to know, what is the message of love here? What's the message of love for these twins, please? For these twins, what is the message of love? What is it that they need to see and hear regarding love for these twin flames, please? For these twin flames. Okay, so love endures. Don't give up on love, guys, okay? Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. And that is that there needs to be more love, definitely. Show simple acts of kindness. The simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And this definitely could be with loved ones. This definitely could be with your divine masculine. Just being very grounded and happy and on a high vibe, okay? And then act as your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. And that's what that sea otter is for divine feminine. If they're apart from you and you act like they're with them, this is going to give you a new beginning. This is what you're sending out to the universe as far as, okay, I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with myself. And that will allow your twin flame to come back into play for you, okay? Definitely is what I'm feeling here. So one more, please. One more. I want to know, what are the love messages that these twin flames are sharing together, and they need to voice to each other that they're not really voicing to each other. What are the messages of love that they need to voice to each other as far as projecting love to each other? What are the messages that divine feminine needs to hear and divine masculine needs to hear? Okay, so let's see here. I feel like, okay, so you have this one right here. Okay, transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So there's a transformation coming here, even though you don't see it. Okay, you should be feeling it though. Oh, and I love this one. Okay, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time, nothing is missing. You're definitely twin flames. Your love is very much felt on the 5D level, but maybe some of you need to say it on the 3D level, which will change things and allow transformation, okay? So let's see this one right here. It says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows to give. So you can't control them, and you can't control where they are in this journey. It's like you have to be focused on you and just really act like this person is here for you already, okay? And then this one right here, only time will tell. You can't hurry it. You definitely, there's a sense of not hurrying it here, okay? And then this one right here, new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. And that's definitely what's going to happen for you guys. And then this one right here, this is the last one. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Okay, I'm glad that was the last one. So there you go, guys. I do hope this helps you. I do hope that I gave the message out clearly as I could give it, that it was coming in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please check out the daily readings. They do connect on twin flames very much. And please leave me your comments and let me know who this is for. Thank you so much for your time. Have a beautiful day, guys.